Good evening. I'd like to call our meeting to order. Happy New Year. First meeting of the new year, January 6, 2020. I'd like to lead us in prayer, please. If you would stand so we can go into our prayer. And from the prayer, we're going to the Pledge of Allegiance.
Of the United States of America.
Ms. Dubose, call roll, please.
Councilman Roberts.
Here.
President Logan.
Here.
Councilman Hinton. Here. Councilman Davis.
Here.
Pro Tem Hogg.
Here.
Item 5 is approval of our agenda. Is there a motion to approve the agenda as printed?
Move to approve.
That's a motion by Councilman Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
President Logan.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Pro Tem Hogg.
Yes.
7A1, ladies and gentlemen, is a second reading of an ordinance amending Chapter 42 of the Northport Municipal Code pertaining to unattended donation or collection boxes in the city limits of Northport. Mr. Davis?
Yes, Mr. President, this is ready to be voted on and approved. It's the council's pleasure. I did make one quick change, just indicating the forms for the property owners and the individuals that want to place these donation boxes in the city. The forms will be available on at City Hall or on the city website. But it's ready for vote by the council.
Thank you. Is there a motion to adopt the resolution?
I'll make that motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Roberts. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hogg. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
Pro Tem Hogg.
Yes.
President Logan.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Second item is a second reading annexing of Union Chapel Road East, Martin Road East, and Watermelon Road. Ms. Ram gave us our synopsis in our pre-meeting. Again, is there a motion to grant the requested annexation?
I'll make the motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Hinton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
President Logan.
Yes.
Pro Tem Hogg. Motion carries.
New business, 8A1 is a first reading of an ordinance declaring our sales tax holiday. Again, this is for severe weather. Again, this is an annual event that we do. One note for the agenda, suspension of the rules are required because of the time sensitivity. Again, is there a motion to suspend the rules to immediately consider action on the agenda item?
I move to suspend the rules.
Thank you. That's a motion by Councilman Hogg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Hinton. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Pro Tem Hogg.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
President Logan.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Motion is carried. Suspended rules we are under. Is there a motion to adopt the ordinance amending section 66-78 and 66-79, establishing a sales tax and use tax holiday for severe weather in the city of Northport?
Motion to approve.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Pro Tem Hogg.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
President Logan.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Motion carries.
8B1 is a resolution authorizing our city administrator's office to enter into an agreement with Energy Systems Southeast, or ESSE, for generator preventative maintenance at fire stations 2, 3, and 4. Again, this is out of Chief Marshal's office. Again, this is a typical preventive maintenance schedule for the specific fire station. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
Motion to approve.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Pro Tem Hogg.
Yes.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
President Logan.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Second item is a resolution authorizing our mayor's office to sign a limited power of attorney for the Black Warrior Solid Waste Disposal Authority. Mr. Davis.
Yes, Mr. President, this is to allow the Black Warrior Solid Waste to do work along the intersection of 82 and Down Olive Road, because it's been closed by the state, and this will allow them to do the work at their expense, such as removing pavement, ditching, sodding, that sort of thing. And it's been approved by ALDOT and by Black Warrior. So with the council's concurrence, they can proceed this week.
Thank you. Is there a motion to approve the resolution?
Motion to approve.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg, second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Pro Tem Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
President Logan.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item C, consent agenda. There are 10 items. They range from minutes of the previous meeting, bill listings, travel and training, and PO for our Public Works and PD respectively. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda as printed?
I'll make the motion.
That's a motion by Councilman Hinton. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Davis. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
President Logan.
Yes.
Pro Tem Hogg.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Item 9, reports of special committees to council. I think we mentioned it briefly in the pre-meeting, so if any member of council or the mayor's office wanted to give an update for the body.
Yeah, I wanted to report on the retail committee. As I had stated in the pre-meeting, Northport has had success over the last 3 years in attracting new retail development to our city. We are now in need of updated and visually appealing marketing and recruiting materials that will help continue this success. Developing a community brand, taglines, logos are an important step in enhancing our recruiting efforts. I would suggest that the retail committee be allowed to draft a RFQ, which is a request for qualifications, and distribute the RFQ and evaluate the responses. Once that is done, the Retail Development Committee will bring back a recommendation to the City Council as the best RFQ response and proposed agreement with the city. No contract will be signed and no money will be spent without the vote of council. So I'd like to make a motion that the Retail Development Committee be allowed to draft this RFQ for community branding effort and logo redevelopment, and that the Retail Development Committee be allowed to distribute, evaluate the responses, and bring back a recommendation for vote of council at a later date.
All right, thank you, Councilman Hogg. Again, we have a motion on the floor regarding a request from the Retail Committee for an RFQ request for evaluations and committee distribution and information back to the main body of the council. Is there a second, or if there's any further comments or questions regarding that before we go second? All right, hearing none, I will second that. Any further questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Pro Tem Hogg,
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
Councilman Hinton.
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Any further reports of committee business?
I would just like to announce the administrative committee will meet Thursday at 2 o'clock this week.
President Logan, the project committee will meet the 15th of January. That's Wednesday morning at 9 o'clock in the pre-council room.
And we'll have a project subcommittee meeting on parks, which will be a committee made up of staff, council, and citizens, and they'll meet this Thursday at 5:30. Councilman Davis is going to sit in my behalf.
All right, thank you. Item 10, public hearings. We don't have public hearings per se. We do have a couple that are required through our police department, so we'll get to those later. Item 11, city administrator's business. Mr. Hardy McCullum is out of the office today. He will be back in the office tomorrow. So item 12 is departmental business. Under our PD, we have 2 requests, ABC license requests. The first one, Eagle Food Mart LLC, doing business as Eagle Food Mart ABC license request. And I think, Chief Burton, you mentioned in the pre-meeting there were no issues with the ABC license request, correct? All right. By state law, I'm required to open the floor for a public hearing regarding this. So I'm opening the floor for a public hearing regarding this agenda item. So if there's anybody here to speak for or against this particular item, the floor is open. All right, I hereby close the floor. Is there a motion to approve or deny the ABC license for A1 Express?
Motion to approve.
That's a motion to approve by Councilman Hogg.
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Pro Tem Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Second item of request is BSAC Incorporated doing business as Fifth and Handle Liquor Cigars, ABC license request. Again, in our pre-meeting, Chief Burton gave us the update. They have no ABC license requests. Is that right, Chief? Oh, excuse me, no ABC license violations or things of that nature. All right, the floor is open by state law for a public hearing regarding this agenda item. So if anyone here for or against want to speak regarding this agenda item. All right, hearing none, I hereby close the floor for a public hearing regarding the agenda item. Is there a motion to approve or deny the ABC license for BSAC Incorporated doing business as Fifth and Handle Liquor Cigars?
Motion to approve.
That's a motion by Councilman Hogg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Councilman Roberts. Any questions or comments? Hearing none, Ms. Dubose.
Pro Tem Hogg,
Yes.
Councilman Roberts.
Yes.
President Logan,
Yes.
Councilman Hinton,
Yes.
Councilman Davis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
13, public comment. We have 2 citizens signed to speak, or 3 rather. I will say, just to preface before, we try to keep it to 3 minutes. So ladies and gentlemen, if you are signed to speak, please be mindful of that. So we have a 3-minute time clock. First citizen signed to speak is Mr. John Freeman.
I don't know if I can get up there in 3 minutes or not.
Good evening, Mr. Freeman.
I told y'all a story.
Please state your name and address for the
The
record.
last meeting I was at, I said I'd be here every meeting.
Mr. Freeman,
had a
Mr.
catastrophe
Freeman,
in my
Mr. Freeman, Mr. Freeman, I want to stop you. I want to say for the record, your address is 12305.
Sand Dollar Drive.
Sand Dollar Drive.
Roper, Alabama.
Yes, sir.
But I lived in this city 24 years. And I'm just outside the city now, and almost throw a rock to the city limits sign. And I said I'd be here every time, but I had a catastrophe in my family. Y'all don't know what that is, but my granddaughter's got MS and she broke her leg, and I wound up the last time. And then y'all switched times on me the last meeting. But I brought you a bill, and you said you're not going to pay it. Did you make that decision yourself, or did you discuss this with all?
I can assure you, just for the record, Mr. Freeman, I think everybody on this panel looked at that bill, and by law, we're not required to pay it, so we're not going to pay that bill. So I wanted to make that clear. We put it on record. So the
But
city,
you made that decision yourself. You didn't discuss it with the financial people.
I think to get past the bill, I think you had come in maybe 3 weeks ago. The city is not going to pay that bill. It's not even a valid invoice. The city doesn't know that bill. We're not going to pay it legally with taxpayer money. We can't do it.
And you know, I talked to a guy, and he said, I got a ticket for trash. And this lady back here with this big gun, this badge, I know she's a good person because I've seen all this good stuff in the paper that she does. But the city didn't get one. And they got more trash on their stuff out there than I ever thought about it. And these people, and this guy that I talked to, they said, oh, we're going to clean this. You know, 30 years ago, the police chief in this town, Billy Galloway, was a good friend of mine. I spent a lot of time out there trying to clean stuff up. And these new men don't know about all that. But I seen every one of y'all turn around and put your hand over your heart and say, we want liberty and justice for all. But you don't, because they ain't nobody rang my phone. And if I live 10 more days, I'll be 85 years old. And I don't want to be up here. But I'm not being treated right. And if this lady wrote me a ticket for trash, she needs to write y'all a ticket for trash, because I can go out there and there's tires out there on y'all's property full of water, there's mosquito beds and all this stuff. And it's not right. Y'all are not right. And nobody has called me to discuss this matter.
Mr. Freeman, I do want to give you some information. I know we're almost at your 3-minute mark, but I know you had a question about Green Village in terms of mobile homes and why the ordinance read a certain way. So may I read you this for the record, and I will hand you this. That way you can have this. This is basically just some notes. Do you not want this?
I'm 85 years old. I don't care nothing about your paper. All I know is that's a mobile home park. There's 300. mobile home, and there's mobile home parks all over this town, and y'all let them put trailers in there. And
Well,
you
let me
won't them
read
put
this.
one in that and out there. I want somebody to tell me who made that decision.
I will get to it in 10 seconds. I do know Mayor Aaron and our planning director at the time, Ms. Ram, met with you maybe 8-9 months ago. Is that right? You remember that? And during that meeting, it was explained to you that the reason mobile homes could not be moved in and out of Green Village. Here's the reason. The lots in Green Village are zoned C6 and have been since 2012. I remember that because the city council at the time updated the city zoning map. I was on the city council at that time. I remember that vividly. In this zone, mobile homes are not allowed. However, they can remain as non-conforming use. But once that mobile home has been removed from any one of those lots, the lot automatically loses its non-conforming status. At some point, I think you removed some mobile homes and was not allowed to move a new one in. It was just because it was a violation of a current city ordinance that was been enacted since 2012.
That's liberty and justice for all.
Yes, sir. Understood. But I will definitely give this to you if you want it.
I don't want it.
Well, we really appreciate, and I appreciate you coming up.
All I want is for y'all to do what's right,
Yes, sir.
and you're not doing it.
Yes, sir. Duly noted. I'm just giving you the information as it reads, Mr. Freeman. Thank you. Second citizen, Mr. James Washington. Good evening, Mr. Washington. Please state your name and address for the record.
Yes, James Washington, address 9605 Charlie Shirley Road. I just come back to, get a little clarity on some things. I'm gonna make a statement on something first. About 3 weeks ago, there was an accident right in front of my house on Charlie Shirley Road. A young lady ran into the light pole. Just because somebody in front of her slowed down to turn into, I don't know, the neighbor house or the body shop in front of her. I know we have made a statement, or you have mentioned to me that y'all had maybe some grant money might be coming in. Y'all might can make a few changes. Maybe the speed could be reduced down, but you're not sure about the speed tables, being put on the road. But I'm just still concerned about our kids, and that's my main issue. And I just want you guys to take consideration if it was your kids or you lived on that road. It's a speedway. It's a actually speedway. They call it a cutoff road to get from 69, 43, 43 to 69. But we need to do something that slow people down that road. I know police, they came up and they did what they supposed to. They said people respect that for that little time y'all were sitting out there. But after that, they went back to flying through there. Since that time, I almost got hit twice going into my driveway. And I came off of 43, so 43 ain't but a half a mile to my house. So that let you know how fast people actually drive on that road. And I just wish that we can do something before we have to lose somebody's life, especially my kids, my grandkids. Because I don't think we have to wait until something drastic happens before we do something. And I always say preventive measures are a lot better than later on.
Sure.
It's a lot better. And my other question I want to ask, I think we kind of pushed that under the table about the lights that the neighbors, and I'm paying. Have y'all even considered taking that on for yourself, and for we don't have to pay that light bill ourselves, the $25 or $50 we got to pay each month just to have a street light to try to help us from getting injured to enter our driveways? I mean, what, 5:30 they kick on, and right now maybe 4 o'clock, I don't know. Whenever dark time come in, they automatic comes on, but
Let me give you an update too, Mr. Washington. Thank you for coming up here, and I think everybody can agree. We kind of take safety. We don't want to play chicken with it.
I hope.
But I do know that we set our traffic counters out, and so that information has been gathered from our engineering department. So they're going through that information now. I can't tell you if speed tables are warranted. It probably won't be, but just because of the location of it.
Exactly.
I think we had discussed that last time you came in. So right now our engineering department has that traffic information from the specific traffic counters. And from that point, that's kind of where we will need to make a determination from the MUTCD manual what's appropriate in that area.
I mean, when you say what's appropriate, like, what can you do? What can you do to prevent some of that? I know my time about to run out, but
No, no.
you can't put speed tables, you can't reduce the speed. What else can we do?
Well, again, I'm not the expert on it,
I
and I don't want to
understand.
give you nothing on record to where all these people
Right.
say, well, Jay Logan said X. I will say that based on that manual, I don't know if speed table probably not going to work there. I'm not sure. Maybe to where we have to start doing what we call you educate, enforce, and then you engineer. So we're kind of in the engineering phase of it, and now we're trying to figure out exactly what the manual will allow in that area.
The engineer had that little black box on that
Yeah,
light pole.
those
Was
are
it a camera on that pole? That's what?
Those are that's the little brain box for the traffic
As
counter.
traffic go
Yeah,
by,
so
but
you
don't
see the
actually record nothing.
it records the
Number of
time and
cars.
number of cars, and then it takes a percentage of the actual all that data, speed and all that.
It was up there that day that lady hit that pole. So I just
Mm.
wonder, did they record that or was it?
If she didn't go across the two lines, the two wires,
shit, no.
it didn't
The
record.
pole's on the right side. She hit the pole coming up 43.
That would get blended in with all the data that's in the box,
Okay,
all the traffic over that time period,
yes.
and then give the individual data to
All right, like, I'm not trying to be hard, but I
No,
just
no,
wish that we
I
could do
appreciate you.
something
You
before
needed an
somebody
answer on it.
Actually lose their life. You know, I said that one accident right there in front of my house, just last, Monday, I think it was. There was another accident right at the beginning of 43 in Charlie Shirley. Somebody just came in, went on into the people's yard.
I don't have an again. I want to say this. I don't want to give you the wrong answer as far as the street lights, as far as you guys paying that fee and the city taking that on for another. I don't know that information to give you enough to you can leave here kind of satisfied. So I will have to.
All right, I understand, I respect that, but if we can't put no timetable, no speed table, can't reduce the speed, I don't know if y'all can even put a street light up, a caution light, something. Take that in consideration. You know?
Yes, sir. I'm actually writing it down. And again, I'm going to have to defer to a traffic engineer on that one, just because whatever that manual says, based on the data that they've got,
Right.
they're probably going to have to go with it, just to make sure that you're not putting anybody in kind of liability, especially with a speed table at that particular area. But maybe something may be warranted. I just can't make that call. It's
When
not
you
my
say putting somebody at liability, what you mean?
meaning. If you got a speed table right there, maybe you're on top of a hill and it may be a sight distance issue why you shouldn't have one. But again, I don't want to hold
Okay,
you
I
anything
understand
because,
what you're saying on that, that's why I asked that question.
yeah.
That's where that preventive measure come in again.
Yeah, that's what we're doing
Do you
now.
not consider the young kids to be on the school bus when them kids flying up the highway?
Yes. But again, if you will let engineering get that information so they can tell us exactly from that engineering design standpoint from traffic, what's warranted, I will make sure somebody's going to call you that same day when they look at it. And I got your number. I think Councilman Davis has your number as well. So,
Yeah, he have called me several times.
Yeah.
We have talked, and I appreciate that, and I thank you.
yeah. I think Councilman Davis is going to be the point person kind of working through staff back to you, I think, since it's
Right.
right there in his
But I
district.
just wanted to come back just because the accidents that have happened, like the 2 or 3 that did happen, I just wanted to bring that to you guys' attention to let you know. Prevent it a lot better than going to somebody's funeral.
Yes, sir.
Somebody get hurt, or kid get run over, 'cause they ride bikes on that road as well, you know? Look, help us. That's all I ask. Help us.
Yes, sir. We will do it. We are doing it.
All right, I appreciate
I
it.
think
Thank
everybody up here, we're amening what you're saying. We just need to, we're just trying to figure out what we got going on with it.
Okay. Well, I thank you guys, all right?
Thank you,
All
Ms.
right, y'all
Washington.
take
Thank
care.
you.
Yes.
I have another citizen signed to speak. Amon. How you doing, sir? Good. Come on up and state your name and address for the record.
My name is Ayman Al-Zanam. The address is 3001 5th Street, Northport, Alabama, zip code 35476.
I think you had the alcohol license, correct?
Yes.
Yes. It just passed unanimously,
What
meaning